This is our lesson number 11 today of the punctuation system, and today we are going to talk about ellipses. Ellipses are represented in this way, 3 dots at the end of a sentence. So let us see what different uses we have. An unfinished sentence is also frequently expressed by means of ellipses or suspension dots or periods, and normally there are 3 of them at the end of a sentence. For example, and after that they lived in a something. Obviously this is incomplete, so we have 3 dots in British English, okay, and we have 3 dots in American English, but a 4th dot as well to full stop, as a full stop to completely stop a sentence, but we don't do it in British English. Yeah, so these 3 dots means that's the end of a sentence, but the story continues. Okay, to omit a word or a phrase from a quote, for example, ellipsis is also used to ellipse to omit a word. For example, I have written these 2 sentences. Okay, many writers used ellipses frequently. So here, many use ellipses frequently. I don't want to use the word writers. Okay, so for example, this is a quote, and I just want to use this in my piece of writing, let's say, and I think that this sentence would be okay without writers, and I don't. Okay, let me put inverted commas here, because that should be inverted commas. So I am quoting somebody, but I am not writing the word writers, because I think the sentence can do without that. So see that many used ellipses frequently. That's fine. Probably we have been talking about writers, so we don't want to use writers again. Now, if you omit something from a quotation, then you have to use ellipses, 3 dots. Now this 3 dots means that something has been omitted here. Okay, now I would also like to say that it depends on how you use these ellipses. Sometimes some institutions, they just ask you to use 3 dots like that. It's very difficult to make dots, and some of them, let me make this a dot. Okay, some of them say, all right, you write a sentence, you omit something, you just write 3 dots and you carry on the sentence and put a full stop. But in some institutions it says that you have to put square brackets around ellipses, like I have done here. So it's up to you and up to your institutions. You have to confirm with them what type of conventions you have to follow. Okay, here's another example. It is used to indicate the omission of a line of poetry. For example, this is a stanza taken from very famous poems, The Daffodils by William Wordsworth. Okay, so I wandered lonely as a cloud, and so on and so forth. So here, this one, a host of golden daffodils. Excuse me. This was actually the line which went here, but because I don't want to use this, I think without this line the whole of the stanza can serve my purpose. Sometimes, obviously, this is just an example. Obviously, sometimes you have to quote poetry and you think that there are some lines that you don't need. The rest of the lines can serve your purpose, so you don't use them, you don't write them. So if you have to omit a line of poetry, you have to use ellipses this way. Now they don't fall inside the sentence, they would be on a separate line, because that represents that the whole line has been omitted here. But if you, let's say, omit dancing here, then obviously you would use square brackets and 1, 2, 3 dots like that, okay, inside a line when you're omitting a word. But if you are omitting the whole sentence, whole verse actually, then you have to do this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 4th line is missing, and this was the 4th line. That's how you do it. Alright, it is used to indicate the inclusion of a long quote into your text. For example, now this is the text taken from Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, it was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness, and so forth and so on. Okay, now it's a very long quote. So for example, you are going to analyze something based on this quote. You are doing language analysis, for example, and you need this whole quote, and you cannot write this whole quotation in your answer, because that would mean that you are just copying and pasting. So what you can do is, but you still want to include the whole thing from here to there, because these are very important pieces of you could say sentences or information that you want to analyze in your language analysis. So what you do is you write it was the best of times. I mean, something which is very which makes sense, couple of words in the beginning, then you use ellipses, and then you use a couple of words the last word. So this one and that one, and these all included because of ellipses. Either you use this way, or it was the best of times, and then, or either you use that way with a square, with square brackets around ellipses. Both of them mean that you want to include the whole thing, this whole piece of text, into your analysis. Okay, so you are actually writing the whole thing in short form, so examiner or the marker would understand that this means that you are now analyzing this whole bit. You understand that? So first few words plus ellipsis plus last few words, but these few last few words or first few words should make sense somehow when you choose them. Understand that? All right, so this was it. Ellipsis done. Thank you for watching. I wish you all the best. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you very much. Bye. See you in the next video.